Today I brought to you about 7 cars with the best engines in the world, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now. You too can learn new things like this every day. So let's go to the video. Maserati MC20. It seems odd that Maserati would constrain its first in-house developed engine during a while to only one car. However, Maserati's chief engineer for high-performance engines, Matteo Valentini, says the plan is that the technology from it, particularly the twin combustion system, are going to be used on many other engines within the future. That twin combustion system is simply one among the engine's highlights, and therefore the 621 horsepower V6 uses 12 spark plugs to get its power. Using this system, which essentially pre-combusts the air-fuel mixture during a separate chamber to the most one, means the net tunnel engine is fairly economical while making crazy power. It also reduces turbo lag, meaning Maserati was ready to reduce the dimensions of the turbo while still producing considerable power from a V6 engine. Cadillac CT6. The high-performance Cadillac CT6V appeared in 2018 with the new, highly anticipated Blackwing V8 engine. The 4.2-liter twin-turbo was Cadillac's first in-house dual-overhead cam V8 engine since the North Star. The two twin-scroll turbos were mounted during a hot V configuration, making the engine responsive and efficient while it made its 550 horsepower and 640 lb-ft of torque. The Blackwing may be a sophisticated, hence expensive, engine to supply, which was its downfall. The rationale it's only within the one model car is that it went out of production before Cadillac could use it within the Escalade. A detuned version was utilized in the regular CT6 for the 4.2 Platinum trim, which Cadillac didn't expect to sell alright. However, it sold out quickly. Porsche Carrera GT. The Porsche Carrera GT was initially conceived with a turbocharged flat-6 engine in mind. However, it had been redesigned to use the now legendary V10 derived from the cancelled Porsche LMP 2000 race program that was, in turn, derived from a V10 Porsche built for the Footwork Formula 1 team. The first Carrera GT concept used a 5.5-liter version of the V10, but it had been enlarged to 5.7-liter and made 603 horsepower by the time it reached the assembly car. It allows the Carrera GT to sprint to 60 mph in 3.5 seconds, 130 mph in 8 seconds, and sound amazing while doing so. Lexus LFA. Like the Carrera GT, the Lexus LFA arrived with its own naturally aspirated V10 engine. It made 553 horsepower delivered fully at 8,700 RPMs, but will wail all the thanks to 9,000 RPMs. A part of the choice to develop a V10 with Yamaha for the LFA was that it might rev above a V8 and have a lower reciprocating mass than a V12. The final product also ended up weighing but the quality V6 engine Lexus was producing at the time. Another part of the planning brief was to make a V10 that seemed like an F1 car but wasn't so strung out and in need rebuilding every few thousand miles. Lexus wanted it to be Lexus reliable. Therefore the LFA's V10 was developed with vibration control in mind. Audi Q7 V12 TDI Quattro. Audi's V12 TDI engine remains the sole 12-cylinder diesel utilized in a passenger vehicle and only featured within the Q7 SUV. Consistent with Audi, the engine is predicated on diesel technology from the Audi R10 TDI Racer, but they share no actual DNA. The 6.0-liter engine generated just over 490 horsepower and an incredibly muscular 738 lb-ft of torque for an SUV in build 2008. Audi did decide to bring the Q7 V12 TDI Quattro to the US using diesel emission treatment technology developed between Volkswagen and Mercedes-Benz. Still, it never made it to those shores, partly thanks to the financial crisis that arrived because the vehicle went into production. For Europe, the V12-powered Q7 was available until 2012. Toyota Century. Toyota's luxury flagship sedan, the Century, is pure Japanese domestic market, but that does not stop us from loving it. The Century Royal version is Japan's official state car, but both versions are completely bespoke, all the thanks to the Century's V12 GZ series engines. There are only 2 of these engines, and both were exclusive to the second-generation Century built between 1997 to 2017. The 1GZ version runs on compressed gas and makes 255 horsepower and 299 lb-ft of torque and was available 2003 to 2004. The gasoline-powered 1GZ makes 295 horsepower and 355 lb-ft. However, those are the official figures via the Japanese manufacturer's agreement, and it's commonly believed the 1GZ makes around 308 horsepower. Porsche 928. When Porsche tried to start out replacing the 911 in 1977, it went with a front-engine V8 powered luxury Grand Tourer. It had been Porsche's first production V8, and therefore the first iteration was one camshaft design with 4.5 liters of displacement. It made 219 horsepower in US market models and 237 horsepower everywhere else. By the time it finished production in 1995, the most important version of the M28 engine was 5.4 liters and made 345 horsepower with 369 lb-ft of torque. However, the fastest 928 was the Recordwagon. It had been built by 928 Motorsports, LLC, making 900 horsepower from its supercharged and bored-out 6.54-liter V8. Recordwagon was built for a land speed record attempt and clocked in at 216.63537 mph on the Bonneville Salt Flats. So guys, write a comment what you think of this. I'll be back with a new video like this. Have a nice day.